magical shirt change. I'm actually re-recording the discussion of Higurashi again because I've just watched the playback of the original footage, and I'd actually completely forgotten what I was going to say because I'd rambled on so much about the process of making the video, and so everything after what you saw in the first part was just rubbish. So I'm filming it again, and now I've actually seen people's comments and stuff. The video has actually been up for a couple of days when I'm filming this, so I've seen people's comments and stuff, and I've seen people's feedbacks, and well, I'm happy that people actually enjoyed the silly fight. I was so afraid that there was gonna be hell to pay for that, and there probably still is later down the line, but I'm so happy that the initial response to the silly fight was good. So I've actually seen some comments from people saying they actually really liked Shion and they thought her psychopath side was charming. So Shion you forgive, Shion you liked, but Sayaka Miki in Madoka Magica, when everything started getting too much for her, it's, oh no, she can't handle being a magical girl, she's the worst character ever. Then again, the vast majority of those criticisms of Sayaka come from Tumblr, so therefore they don't matter. Oh, I'm gonna pay for that one. I'm gonna pay for that one, aren't I? Just admit that those are the reason you forgive Shion. Just admit it. But in all seriousness though, it's actually a lot of fun to make jokes about, like, just how much of a psychopath Shion was. It's a lot of fun to make fun of, yeah, the fact that she was completely insane. It's in a similar vein how it's fun to make jokes about Kyubey in Madoka Magica. Here's a terrifying idea for a pairing. Aion from Chrono Crusade with Hild from Are My Goddess, with Shion as their adopted daughter and Kyubey as their pet. And I imagine people are going to be saying in the comment section now that they're not going to be able to sleep now, now that I've put that thought in their head. I know a lot of people wanted me to comment on Satoko's uncle. The reason KHF didn't comment on it is because, like, the script was already long enough and he was going to be doing all the stuff with Takuya, like, later on as well, so you know, there were a couple of, like, you know, things that obviously had to be cut out, or things, you know, I couldn't put in there because, well, time for time really, it was already long enough. I think, like, actually seeing him is actually what triggers off, like, the realisation of how much you care about Satoko, because, like, up till then, like, all she'd been through had only been talked about. We hadn't really seen any of what she has to go through, like, firsthand. But, it had only been spoken about, but when you actually see him and see what, you know, what an asshole he is, I think that's what triggers it off, like, you know, you really realise how much you actually feel for this character and how much she goes through. So, you know, while he's, you know, he's an asshole character, you know, he does serve that purpose, and I thought that was very well written about him. Like, you see, like, what kind of a jerk he is, and it's just like, hurt Satoko, will ya? I'll show you what for. But yeah, I that's just another testament to the great writing of the series. But yeah, he and I can't remember her name now. He and his slutty girlfriend that goes out with Rena's father. Like, the two of them were, in my opinion, two of the best written characters in the series, because, like, it probably gets you to dislike them, and, you know, you want them to get their comeuppance. Like, you see his slutty girlfriend and, like, you see her true colours, you find out, you know, what she's really like, and you're just like, oh, you chop her up, Hatchet Girl! But yeah, you you get what I'm saying though. That's, you know, yeah, it gets you to feel. I really like the way she was written though, because, like, when she's first introduced, she doesn't quite come off as a cow, but you get the feeling that there's something off about her. Like, she doesn't come across antagonistic, but you feel like there's something off about her, and then, you know, it's revealed who she really is, and, well, who she associates with. I mean, that alone should tell you what she's really like, but yeah, I thought that was another, like, really, but yeah, this is just another testament to just how good the writing was. Like, I can actually see why this was one of my most requested anime to review, and again, wouldn't recommend it to a younger audience, and quite honestly, I thought I was having KHF be generous when he said nobody under the age of 17, but yeah, why not be generous? But yeah, like, the writing is just, like, so good, and the characters are so well written. It's a shame. It's really a shame that the voice direction on the dub was so bad, and that nearly killed that. And you know, I might go back and watch it again in Japanese just to, like, get the full effect of it. But, like, yeah, the writing and the characters was so well done. I know there are going to be people like, oh, how can you praise Satoko's uncle and his slutty girlfriend? And you know, what I'm praising is, like, how well written they are, because look at how much it's getting you to dislike them. And you see, now that's good writing, because it's really getting you to dislike them and think that they're scum. And you know, while you know, I wouldn't encourage murder, of course not. But you know, you get it more why the characters are driven insane by them. And I sort of touched on this as KHF, but not too much. There's just enough mysteries left at the end that get you wanting to watch the second season, which I am going to do. You know, I make the rare exception for subtitles. But yeah, it really gets me want to watch the second season, and I know everybody wants me to go onto it now, especially because it's, like, really short, something like that, but guys, it took me long enough to get through the first season. Alright, so I'm going to wait a little bit before I get around to the second season, because there's other anime that I'd like to watch. But yeah, I feel like there was a lot more I wanted to say, but I can't remember most of it. Next time I do something like this, I'll be sure to jot some notes down so I know what it is I want to talk about. And so even if I get, like, caught up in talking about the process of making the video, I'll still know what I wanted to say about the series. But, you know, I think I've said a decent amount, and yeah, Igarashi, very, very excellent series. I do highly recommend it, but watch the subtitled version. Even if you're largely a dub watcher, I'd say watch the subtitled version, because the dub here, it's not good. But yeah, probably shouldn't watch it if you're under 17, and I know some of you were probably wondering, do I even have fans that are under 17? Well, actually yes I do, because I get a lot of comments from people saying they've been watching my videos since they were 12 years old, and I'm just like, oh, right, well, my content wasn't exactly appropriate for 12-year-olds, and that's in part why I've cut out the swearing, basically, and I've tried to tone it down a bit, because, well, you know, realising that my audience can get that young, I want to set a better example. But yeah, wouldn't recommend this series to anyone under 17, but if you're older than 17, well, I think you're really in for a treat, but I hope you're not too squeamish, because this is a very, very gory series. Anyway, I think I've bored you enough with my umming and ahhing, and so even then I did it. It's a thing I have. But yeah, all I can say really. Hopefully you guys like this new vloggy thing, and hopefully I can do more of them. So I'll see you later.